Hello and welcome back to Arsenal A New Era and episode 10 now, and really flying through this save. We're just trying to get through this first season. Still undecided whether I'm going to go for a second season, depending how this one goes, or whether I am just going to crack on with the main save. It kind of also depends when the custom database that I'm waiting for comes out. So kind of think a few things up in the air. I probably will be carrying on this save either way, whether I bring it to YouTube or bring occasional updates maybe to YouTube. Let me know if you do want to see maybe a continuation. We're in April now of this season, so there's not too much longer to go. But obviously last time we had Hoffenheim, the second leg, and Newcastle, which I think was the FA Cup. It's been a few days since I recorded. I've just been doing other things and preparing a few experiments, that sort of thing. I managed to get a little bit ahead, so it wasn't such a big drama. But today we've got Man City, which I think is back in the league, and then we've also got the second leg against Sevilla in the Europa League, and I can't remember again if that's the quarterfinals. If we're in April, it's probably the quarters, maybe even the semis, possibly at this stage. But we'll take a look at how we've got on in the games last time, and how sort of where we are in terms of the season and the competitions. So Newcastle was the FA Cup. So the next game to follow that was a 2-0 win in the league against Chelsea. We are starting to put a little bit of distance between ourselves and Chelsea. They were a little bit at the start of the season, a team we had a bit of trouble with, but we seem to be holding our own against them now. We've had a couple of cup wins against them, and a good win here. Lucas Paqueta getting the opener, and Aaron Ramsey sort of sealing that off on the half hour mark. They did have Azpilicueta sent off quite late in the game, but it hadn't really made a difference. We had a lot of shots. They didn't really have too many. We dominated the possession. An all-round good win, really, and a man-of-the-match performance from Paqueta, topping off his goal as well. Following that Chelsea match, we did get the Manager of the Month for, was it March? I guess, yeah, March. We're in April now, so it must have been March. I'm pretty sure it's March. Our next game after that, the first game of April, was Everton, again in the league. A narrow 1-0 win in this game. Mkhitaryan making the difference on the quarter of the hour. We were a little bit under the cosh in this game. Like I say, it's a very narrow win. We probably didn't play our best in this game, but we did enough to win, and perhaps on another night would have won more comfortably. But it's a tough, resilient Everton team, who are probably not doing as good as they should be in the league. They do have Serge Gnabry as well, a former Arsenal player, of course. Bernard, who I know from my time at Shakhtar last year on FM19 as well. So they've got some good players there with Richarlison, Andre Gomez, of course, from Barcelona. I think he's on loan, is he? Yeah, he's on loan. Pickford, of course, had a great World Cup in the summer. So yeah, really good outfit there, and to get a win away from home was absolutely vital, really. Similar scoreline, we're turning into a bit of a 1-0 to the Arsenal team here, but it's a semi-final against Bournemouth in the FA Cup. Obviously, we had Newcastle in the quarter-final / sixth round last time, but Lacazette comes off the bench in this game to give us a 1-0 win. It does leave us playing Manchester United in the final, so that's, at least we know, one episode covered at the end of this Premier League season. We know we've got another cup final. Obviously, we got to the League Cup final. We did lose that one. Hopefully, we can have a better result against a tough Man United team in that FA Cup final. But we'll be going all out for that. We might still have Europa League. We don't know. We'll have a look at the league in a minute as well. I've got an idea how it's looking, but like I say, it's been a few days since I recorded, but we'll have a look at that as well. But yeah, dominating performance in this cup game. Again, we should have probably won by more than we did. Dominated the shots on target. Didn't dominate the possession so much, but there was very little in the way of highlights for Bournemouth. So yeah, a good win. It gets you in the final. It doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you get there, doesn't it? Cliches. Next up were Watford at Vicarage Road, and we had to rotate quite heavily in this game because we just had a bit of a killer schedule. Obviously, we've got the FA Cup, the Europa League, legs back and forth. We've got a lot of players that are starting to feel the fatigue, feel the tiredness. Something I'm looking at in my main save when it comes to it is working on the training a bit more. I've been looking at it. I've been doing a save at work. I've been doing another save. I've been sort of just testing a few things out with and the experiments and stuff. And I've just been having a little look at the training. So I hopefully want to, along with imparting a tactical philosophy with that team, I want to try and sort of manage everything from the ground up. So the training and all that stuff. So I've been doing a lot of reading up, a lot of watching different videos. Foxy's videos particularly are good. Cleon's got a very good article. I think he did it with Rashidi from Bust the Net on his T and Busquets blog as well. So I'd urge you to go check both of those sources out for anything relating to that. It's very, very useful. But yeah, in this game, Isaac Success did get one back quite late on, but I mean the game was ours really. They were in the game, but they didn't really have the highlights. Again, it was a lot of shots, but we didn't really see them. We had a lot of highlights. We got the goals from Lacazette from the penalty spot, and then Vecino popping up with 2. Doesn't grab many, but he got 2 in this game, which was nice. Insert fast show comment clip there. I won't be doing unless a future editor me remembers. Sevilla in the Europa League. So the quarter-final first leg. We won 2-1. Obviously an away goal. We were 2-0 up at that point and kind of cruising. They weren't really giving us any problems, but they do. Andre Silva on loan from AC Milan, popping back up in the 81st minute to sort of give them a whiff in this game, really, which they shouldn't have had. We got goals from Mkhitaryan and then Sead Kolasinac. I seem to remember it was quite a good volley, his goal. So yeah, we've got still a few injuries, still a few players sort of floating around the physio room, treatment room, making their way back. Ozil springs to mind. I don't know if he's going to make it back. But we'll have a quick look at the squad actually. We'll have a look at the league after that as well. So squad-wise, how are we looking at injuries? So Paqueta's out again. He's out for 5 days, 2 weeks. So he's, not the end of the season, but not far off. Pereira's out for 6 days to 3 weeks. Again, same situation really. Maitland-Niles, I think, is gone. Oh no, he's 4 to 5 days. He picked up an injury. I think it was the Everton game. Nketiah's working his way back. He's been out for a while, and he's out on loan. And then Mesut Ozil, yeah, he's out 4 weeks, 2 months. Yeah, his season's over. So we really do need Paqueta back ASAP. There's a few others as well. Pereira, we've got. Rafinha's deputising quite nicely, but yeah, so we got Man City first and then Sevilla. So if we have a quick look at the Premier League, and I don't think we're out of it. No, this is a game in hand for us. Obviously, Man City will be pushing in on to 33 games, but a win here will close the gap on them. Well, and Man United, obviously, because we'd be on 72 points, a point behind. Going into the final 6 games for us would be phenomenal. And if we look at our run, when it decides to clip over, there we go. We've got, Bournemouth, we've obviously beaten the league recently, Palace, Leicester. We've got Man United in there, but really they're all winnable games. So we got to be looking at the Man City game here. If they win, they're in the driver's seat for the title, aren't they? Let's be honest. Don't get me wrong, it's not a foregone conclusion by any stretch of the imagination, but we really need to be putting down a marker in this game. And we're going to, I think I've got the lineups set up, so I maybe not. I'll skip to the lineups for both teams now. Yep, both were set up. So we've got Aubameyang supported by Rafinha. Then we've got Iwobi, Ramsey, Elneny and Mkhitaryan. Pretty much our main midfield 4. When fit, Pereira could maybe squeeze in there somewhere, but Mkhitaryan has done well when he's come in and almost pushed himself into the forefront. We've got Kolasinac holding, Socrates and Bellerin are now regular back 4, and Leno in behind. We've got on the bench Koscielny, Lacazette, Lichtsteiner, Ruben Vinagre, who's on loan from Wolves, just gives us a bit of cover down this left-hand side. Vecino, Torreira and Welbeck, that guy. They've gone with Gabriel Jesus up front. I don't see Aguero. I didn't see him last time we played them either. I don't know if they just don't fancy him against us, or if he's injured, or if they've sold him. We'll have a look actually in a minute. But Zaha and Morris behind. We've got Delph, David Silva and Julian Weigl, who they've signed in midfield. And then they've got Zika at left back. Is he a signing? He's got to be. I think I might have looked at him before. Yeah, 7.5 million. It's a bit of a strange one, considering they've got like Mendy. And again, he's not on the bench, so I don't know. Otamendi, Company and Danilo with Ederson in behind. We'll have a quick look at Man City. So Aguero, yeah, he is out. De Bruyne is out. John Stones is out. Mendy's out and Sane's out. So quite a few. You'd have to say first team players there missing. So perfect opportunity, especially being at home, for us to really put a marker down in this game and try and get some points off a rival. A draw wouldn't be the worst, especially now I know the running we've got and some of the teams we've got to play. It's probably not the worst situation. We'll let the assistant do that one. He's not done the best. We'll send him there as well. So yeah, not the hard. We've got a decent run in games we'd expect to win. So a draw, yeah, would be fine. And we do have the first highlight here. It's a corner on 7 minutes. Back post Bellerin, and it's a free kick to Man City in the end, unfortunately. But we did look like we had a chance. Another corner. Rafinha to take it again. Goes back stick again. Aubameyang on edge of box. Oh, I thought we might get a shot away. Mkhitaryan, he scored. Is it offside? I don't think so. No, it's been given. So Rafinha, yeah, he whips the cross in. The highlight is a bit laggy and the computer's a bit loud, so I do apologise. Aubameyang thought he was going to have a pop, but he finds Mkhitaryan and Bravo just doesn't move. Not Bravo, Ederson just doesn't move. Highlights thick and fast in this game. We are on key, remember, so both teams, it appears, going for it, but Weigl's dropped back and it's gone back to Ederson. Playing it out very slowly and very riskily from the back. Okay, if we can nick it away here, right? Chance for our... Yeah, there we do. Aubameyang, he's got the pace. Rafinha, but it is tackled rather well. We didn't really have the support forward then. But again, we should have a similar situation. We can just win it here. Kolasinac keeps hold of it well. Into Ramsey, finds a Iwobi, and it's found Aubameyang beautifully down the channel. And Ederson with a good save at the near post. But I mean, he shouldn't be getting beat at the near post really there. Rafinha again. He's gone to Socrates, pinging-ponging around. And how we haven't added a second goal there and doubled our lead, I do not know. We do have a Man City highlight kind of finally, but we intercept it again. And as you can see, they've on the stats in a minute, if you see it, they've only had the one shot. We're coming close again, but just can't quite get that final pass off. And they have a chance to counter at pace with Mahrez, but that's the end of it. Again, another highlight, starting Man City. Back to Company. They're still playing it out from the back, as you'd expect under Guardiola. But it's not, at the moment, working for them. We've got the reading of them at the moment, but obviously still a long way to go, and the quality they got out there, that's, again, we've said it in the start of the build up of the game, foregone conclusion. It's not a foregone conclusion, but a second goal would certainly help to that effect. Just blocking the last death every shot, we just can't get one away. Kolasinac into Iwobi. Can the man who's been so good all season find an outlet? He doesn't, but Kolasinac does. He finds Rafinha on the edge of the box, and that's 2-0 now. Great cross, great vision by Kolasinac. He finds the run from Rafinha, and he beats Ederson at his near post. So yeah, Iwobi, he just finds Kolasinac. It looks like he levered at him a little bit, but great ball there and a great run. Not tracked. Great finish, 2-0. Just before, well, 10 minutes before half time. Throwing to City here. Again, this is not something I'm going to take for granted because we were 2-0 up against Sevilla and cruising. And we saw what happened there. They got a late goal back and it put us under all sorts of pressure. As we're coming into half time now, and Otamendi is having an absolute stinker. So hopefully that continues. It says we struggle to make inroads into attacking areas from the left. That's interesting because our second goal come from the left from Kolasinac. So, yeah, I disagree. Not sure who's making that analysis. We'll let the assistant do that. They are very happy. We'll keep going as we are. And Kolasinac down that left-hand side, but the end of the highlight. Rafinha with a corner. Oh, they headed it back to Holding, and he just stopped on the ball. But we have another chance. Iwobi, is that a penalty? It's a penalty. Iwobi is fouled. Who's going to take it? I think it's Elneny. Yeah, he's scored. I think he scored all of them that he's taken so far, so he can keep that up. He does. 3-0, just right after half time. Pep hasn't been able to get into them at half. In the interval, it hasn't really changed too much. We, on the other hand, have come out exactly the way we ended. 3-0, and again, a really stuttery highlight. Not sure what's going on with the laptop tonight. It's a corner, but nope, it's full time. 3-0 win. What a marker to lay down in this, end of season run, as we're going for, well, a title challenge really, essentially in the first season, which was unexpected and certainly at points this season hasn't looked likely. But we're doing really well and at the right time. We won't look at in fact, we will look at the Premier League table now because obviously we're jumping to Europa League after this. So yeah, 32 games. We've got a game in hand on Man City still, so we can very overtake them guys. 1 point behind United, and wow, it's all to play for. All to play for. Man United play Wolves today away. They're down in 15th. Obviously, they've beaten us and Liverpool. Obviously, it took penalty shootouts for both, but not a challenge to be sniffed at. But what we'll do, we'll get the players rested up, get everyone ready, and we'll go for Sevilla second leg 2-1 aggregate. Currently is our lead. So hopefully we can boost that and get through to, is it the semi? I can't. Let's have a look. Quarterfinal, get through to the semi-final. I don't think we know who we're playing yet or who we're likely to play, but hopefully we've got to get there first. So back shortly. So here we are, a matter of seconds for you guys. It took me about 10 minutes with the computer acting the way it is. But as you can see, the starting 11, we've gone exactly with the same starting 11 that we did against Manchester City. I mean, we had 5 days between games, so I just managed to rest 2 days, hopefully get everyone back up to scratch. Hopefully we can just nurse Elneny through this game and give him a rest after this. Hopefully, that's the idea anyway. Just try and get him through this game with 2 days rest. A few sub changes, but nothing too dramatic. For them, they've got Andre Silva up front, they've Vasquez and Quincy Promes just behind. They've got Ladero, Banega in midfield. 3-5-2 here, so you've got Alex Vidal, I think he's from Barcelona. On the right, Escudero, I'm not so sure about. And they've got Mercado, is that Carico, and Simon Kjaer, with Vashlik, not sure, in goal. They've got Sarabia, I know from FM11 or 9, signing from a Real Madrid team. He's a beast. Amadou, he's not so good anymore, I don't think, but Jesus Navas on the bench. That's about the extent of the team. I know they're Titan. I think I've had his FIFA card a few times. Is he a Polish goalkeeper? Looks like it with that name. But we'll jump into the game, try and prove a point. Yeah, they seem to have gone for that quite well. Bit of a kit clash here. White on red versus red on white. Tarian plays it short to Aubameyang. Can he curl one in? Oh, wow. 4 minutes in, and Pierre Aubameyang just absolutely unleashes carnage onto Sevilla's back line, well, onto their goalkeeper, and he has absolutely no answer for it. Pick that one out. Bang. 1-0 Arsenal. That's the away goal ruled out. 3-1 aggregate, and it's a big job for Sevilla now. In comparison to the Man City game, which was highlight heavy and just constant, it's taken a while to get our next highlight. And Iwobi whacks it in, but it's cleared. And is that onside? Good save by Leno. I'm not quite sure how he must have been in his own half. I don't see how that happened. And we're starting to see a few more highlights, particularly in the Sevilla charge. They're getting a few more chances as it finds Vidal on the right hand side in acres of space, and they've equalised on the night. It's Andre Silva again, and after 4 minutes we were looking to be sort of cruising. Not so much. Great header, great goal. So Leno with a goal kick. We finally see a highlight for Arsenal. It's taken to 66 minutes. First one we've had, I think, since the goal, which was like 4 minutes in the game. Ramsey out to Iwobi. We're knocking it about quite nicely, but that's a terrible pass. But it's a penalty, surely. It is. Aubameyang's held back. Is it going to be El Neni? Is he going to prove us right again? Come on, El Neni. He drags it wide. Possibly the most important of all the penalties he's had is the one he misses. Holding gets there. Ramsey is cut out, and they come forward again. Banega, who's struggling but somehow still going. It's a terrible clearance there. I think it was by Holding. That's a great save, but the follow-up is put up by Andre Silva again. And that comes from that bad clearance. It comes from the penalty miss, let's be honest. We should be a bit more clear in daylight. And at the moment, I think we're going to extra time. It is, yeah, because we've both got the away goal. It's 2-1 in both games. So at the moment, 20 minutes to go, we need to find another goal here. We've made one change, which is Torreira on for El Neni, as he was having a bit of a mare. And I'm not sure how that's gone in. They've taken Banega off. We've mentioned it a few times, he's been struggling. Rob Holding's credited with the goal, but I'll be honest, it looked like an OG. It's whipped in. Ramsey, Mkhitaryan, and it just comes off Holding and goes in. Now, I've been watching second yellow cards Fulham save, and he's had a lot of these going against him. Fortunately, we have it going in our favour. And it's an offside. Looks like he's onside. I'm not arguing. Not too sure whether it's on or off. And that's going to be that. 91 minutes. I mean, there's still 3 more left to be added on. But I think even if they grab one here, I think we should be throwing the away goals. I think the away goals count in that moment. But it doesn't matter. Mkhitaryan makes sure of it. 5-3 and I got 3-2 on the night. And good night Vienna, Sevilla. Don't know why I said good night Vienna when it's Sevilla, but we're through. Semi-final, another cup competition, racking our games totals up, and he just slots that in the far corner. Great finish. We'll skip that just to get to the end of the game and get to the end of the episode and get onto the draw, I guess. But this highlight is still going on. They've got a penalty back. And Mkhitaryan shoved Carico. Who's taking it for Sevilla? I'm guessing it's Andre Silva. No, Simon Kjaer. Okay. And he buries his. 3-0 on the night, 5-4 on aggregate. Just to make things a little bit more tense. Great penalty. He finds Torreira, Ramsey. Well, we've got the ball, there's no issue, but I can't see why the game's ended there. At least let us see the attack out. But more than deserved. Well, I mean, a 3-3 draw, if you look at the stats, it's probably a draw. It's probably about fair. But us to go through overall, I think it's more than fair. We should have done it a lot closer, without it being as close as it was. That first leg shouldn't have been 2-1. We should have been out of sight and probably not conceding as well. It says it doesn't need to be addressed, but that's not true. So the draw, I think, is tomorrow. So who's through? Real Madrid have beaten Burnley 4-0. Was that 4-0 aggregate? Yep. Inter squeezed through against Frankfurt. Liverpool have, powered through against Marseille, and then we've gone through against Sevilla. So it could have been 3 English teams in that final, semi-finals. But we've got Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Liverpool, and Arsenal. 3 very easy teams, as you can see. And we'll come back for the draw. The draw was indeed the next day, so we'll jump into that now. Phenomenal in the Europa League up to this point. Obviously, this is where things can change with a slightly different calibre of opponents. So go with the automatic draw, see who we pull out, see where we came. So we come out first. Ball number 1 comes out first, and it's Inter Milan. Interesting. And Liverpool get Real Madrid. Replay that final a couple of years, last year. Yeah, last year, fairly sure. But we'll have a quick look at Inter Milan. I mean, they normally sell, what's his face? He's still there, Riccardi. Okay, yeah, I mean he's doing not too badly, is he? He's all right. 7 goals in 12 in Europa League. Who else they got? Nainggolan. I mean, the names that just reel off in this team is unbelievable. Miranda's going back to Brazil. Okay. Borja Valero. Gabriel Barbosa's still there. I mean, he's an FM legend for going back a few years now. Obviously, Martinez from Argentina. We know about him as well. The next big Argentinian striker to come through. He's doing all right for them. He's got a few goals. Stefan de Vrij. Gagliardini is signed for Schalke on loan from Atletico Madrid. Politano, I don't know. Keita Balde from Monaco. Didn't he play for, was it Lazio a couple of years ago? Again, had it's his FIFA card. Yeah, he's doing okay. Not amazing. And don't know this guy. They've obviously sold Vecino to us. So yeah, they're very much more in the red on their balance this season. They've spent a lot more than they've sold. Got a few more happening still as well. Jason Murillo is joining, Miranda's leaving, and Saudi is joining. By the looks of it, I don't know this guy. I don't really know this guy either. But where does that bring us for schedule? We'll see where we're coming back. I forget which day this is coming out. This is coming out Friday, isn't it? So ideally, I want 3 more episodes. Just try and finish this on Friday if I can, or certainly this first season. Try and keep it sort of consistent in my semi-OCD mind. So next episode will be a Monday, so we'll probably be looking at, if we go maybe the first leg, Inter Man United, because that's 2 big games. Then we'll come back, the Wednesday will probably be, I'm just trying to plan these a little bit, Inter and Huddersfield maybe. Yep, and then we'll try and work the Europa League final if we get there. I mean, we've got to try and beat Inter Milan first, but potential Europa League final tied on with the FA Cup final if we can, or just a Man United FA Cup final if that's all they want as a standalone tournament. I think that's kind of where my mind's thinking towards. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like on the video. Please do drop a sub to the channel as well if you're new around here. Up to 73 subs now, I think. Not counting numbers at all, but it's nice to see it. A nice increase, I guess, quite quickly since the end of FM19. It's jumped up quite substantial, and I'm just gunning for that 100 milestone just to get that monkey off my back. Is it monkey off your back, monkey off your shoulder? What's the term? I'm not too sure. Just try and get there, get the custom URL, and just sort of go from there, really. Got a few more experiments, I mentioned it before, coming up. I've been working on those at work in the editor, getting stuff prepared, playing through the simulations of the game, so they'll be coming out soon as well. But yeah, if you've got any comments as well, I've had a few recently. I've replied to them all, and nothing new needs to be mentioned particularly at the moment, but anything that does, I'll mention in the video as well. Any suggestions, let me know. It's all good. So yeah, until next time for that big double into Man United, I'll see you later. Take care.